Hey, I'm Stevie, and welcome to the end of year roundup of In the Geek Rooms movies I've watched in 2021. This is the last episode of the year with December, and it's also the last episode in this series. So I started off December with my 173rd movie, which was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Okay, so yes. Wow, it's kind of funny. I started watching it. I mean, I've got my sheet of paper here, so you can read it directly from here. So yeah, I watched it, the Philosopher's Stone, and it's kind of funny. We just started rewatching them. Actually, as of time of recording, we're on the fourth one, so we're doing a little bit of a Harry Potter-a-thon. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, even though there's only 8 movies. So Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. You know what? At the time, it was fantastic. Some of the CGI is a bit dated now, but as they go along, they get a lot better. But this is just great introduction to the character. I hadn't actually read that book. I've read some of the later books in the Harry Potter series, but not the Philosopher's Stone, and I really enjoy it. 174th movie is one I've never seen before, surprisingly. Even though I've had it for years on DVD, which is Across the Universe, a musical to Beatles songs. Really, really good. Makes you wonder why it took me so long to actually watch it, but it's really enjoyable. Evan Rachel Wood's in it, really, really good. And some of the songs, it's good. It's actually got Bono from U2 in it, which is good. Actually really good. So it's one of those. Like I said, it's one of these films that I should have watched it years ago, but just got around to watching it. Fantastic, loved it. Went to the cinema and watched Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Now I've never seen the original, but Steven Spielberg's first musical, had to go and see it. And okay, it's not my sort of music really, but I enjoyed the film. Cinematically, visually, it's superb, and the performances are superb. But it's just I can appreciate it for what it is, but it's not my sort of music, but still very enjoyable. And I'm so glad I went to see it at the cinema, as it really is a big screen movie. And West Side Story, I know it's not generated what it should have, but it should. It's I think it's really got lost in the mix this year. Went back to Spider-Man, the 2002 one. Did a bit of a back-to-back, Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, and The Amazing Spider-Man. So watched those because I thought, I need these before I go into watching No Way Home, with Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro. And those three are actually good choices. If you don't want to go for the entire Spider-Verse, just go with Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Amazing Spider-Man. I've never really been a fan of Spider-Man 2, and I know everyone hails it. But after watching it again, I'm really starting to appreciate it. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the original 2002. Again, it's never been my favourite Spider-Man movies, but I am actually enjoying it. Eventually, I will watch Spider-Man 3 again. But The Amazing Spider-Man, which is the one that a lot of people overlook, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it at the time, and I still enjoy the movie. And I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I went to the cinema to watch No Way Home, and it was it's a superb comic book movie. It's one of the best ones I've seen in years, and it's got some real good just pop moments, as to use wrestling terminology. It's just some real good moments and some real good payoffs in it, and to end the Tom Holland Spider-Man school trilogy, it's perfect, and it's not just a good Spider-Man movie, it's a good superhero movie, and it's a good movie. It's a genuinely good movie. There's one sequence in it I actually started clapping, and I haven't done that in cinema in years. It was I actually instigated a clap, which I just felt I had to at the time. Went back to Harry Potter with the Chamber of Secrets. Again, I enjoyed the film, and it's the Harry Potter films are good, and I just love the Warner Brothers studio tours. I look forward to going back again. I classify it as a separate viewing, but I went and did the 4DX Spider-Man No Way Home with it's a City World thing, and that it's just brilliant. Rocking chairs, smoke, water, a real immersive experience. And watching No Way Home on the 4DX screen is it had to be done, and I'm so glad I did it. Really fantastic. Another new movie, Red 11. I got it on digital. It's Robert Rodriguez's $7,000 movie, and I also bought the Rebel Without a Crew series as well that accompanies it, because Rebel Without a Crew, the book, is one of my all-time favourite books, and I read it when I was at university. So it's Rebel Without a Crew and Robert Rodriguez always got a soft spot, and so I bought Red 11. Really, really good. Go to show what you can do on a minimum budget. Robert Rodriguez, I'm a big fan of anyway. I have been for years. But Red 11 is just spot on, absolutely spot on. I highly recommend it if you love film production and anything about films. And buy the accompanying series as well, or get a hold of the accompanying series Rebel Without a Crew. So that's Red 11, pure 5-star recommendation from me. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I've watched this film so many times, but I never really appreciated Alfonso Cuarón's direction until just watching it this time. I just loved his direction. I loved the way that he keeps the camera fluid and in motion throughout the majority of the movie. Superb cast, Sirius Black, absolutely spot on. I mean, it is a great movie. I mean, Prisoner of Azkaban is always is one of my favourite Harry Potter films anyway, but watching it again, I really have true appreciation now for the filmmaking aspect of it as well as everything else. Coming up to Christmas, had to do it. Die Hard. I actually watched it back to back with Prisoner of Azkaban. Alan Rickman, who I think I love Alan Rickman. I think he's brilliant. I'm watching Die Hard on Christmas Eve. We actually watched it on Christmas Eve. It's superb. It's a great Christmas action movie, and it had to be done. Die Hard, the original '88. But I reckon, in my opinion, there's only 3 Die Hard movies. Then we went to the cinema again to watch The Kingsman. Wow, just wow. One of the few remaining ones that they kept pushing back. Found out they released the trailer, because I looked it up, in 2019 for a February 2020 release. So we're talking almost 2 years after it should have been released, initial release date. But The Kingsman, had to see it at the cinema. Glad I've seen it in the cinema. It's my favourite of the 3 Kingsman movies. And from what I can make out, it's not done as well as expected. But I love The Kingsman. It took a nice few turns. To me, it's a spot-on, great movie, great cinema experience. Then we went back to watching The Kingsman: The Secret Service, and that was, I love them. It's a really, really good movie. I've liked it since it came out in 2015. So The Kingsman: The Secret Service. I'm glad they did the prequel. Setting World War One, as you see, was spot on. So then you watch that, then you watch the original War Two. Actually, there's 2 original, Kingsman and Kingsman Gold Circle, which I will get to. But Kingsman: The Secret Service, still love it. Then we went to Remembering Carrie Fisher. I watched Star Wars: A New Hope, the theatrical cut. I haven't seen this. I gave it hooked up a projector and watched it on the wall, so it gave it a bit of a big screen experience, and I loved it. And watching it on a cinema style screen sort of thing, giving the big screen silence in the dark, just superb. Actually seeing the theatrical cuts again, the original 77, just spot on. And I hope someday they clean it up and give it an official release, other than of course the DVD that was available in the early 2000s. Then I watched a film I'd never seen before on Disney Plus called Halloween Town, remembering Debbie Reynolds. Very late, mid to late 90s. It came out in 98, and it's a children's film. I really enjoyed it. It had its moments, but it's got that made-for-video late 90s Disney feel to it, and especially with the way it's shot and the colours, but some of the effects really 90s. It had some real, the puppets and the costumes. It had some real old school moments. So I enjoyed it. It was family film, really enjoyable. And I ended the 2021 in December with my 189th movie, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. This is a film which I really was. It was alright on the initial release. I've watched it a few times since, and the more I watch The Golden Circle, the more I appreciate it. It's got Julianne Moore in it and Jeff Bridges, and I think that clouded my opinion when I first watched it was they have those two people in the film and they didn't put them together to do a Lebowski reference. I'm a huge big Lebowski fan. But Kingsman: The Golden Circle gets better the more you watch it. So that's how I ended 2021 with Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this series, and I hope it inspires you to watch some of the films that I've watched. It's going to be I've done it for 2 years, so this has been the final one of the movies I've watched. I'm going to continue with the reviews, and I've got some other ideas which is going to come to this channel. So like, subscribe, keep watching, and I'll see you all in the Geek Room video.